What was that? What was that? That was nuts. That was nuts. God, college football is so fun to fucking watch. So, Florida State and LSU played a game tonight. Okay. So, Florida State had the ball at the fucking 1 yard line. Play call sell. What the fuck was that play call? Pitch at the 1. And LSU recovers the fumble on a after their Malik Neighbors muffed another punt. LSU goes 99 yards and scores. I'm not going to talk about the game. I'm just going to talk about the ending. I'm going to talk about the ending. And scores 1-point game. All they got to do is make this extra point. And if I was LSU, I would have kicked the extra point too. I would have done that same. I would have kicked the extra point. Take my chances in overtime. Florida State blocks the PAT. That's the second time they blocked the kick. And the Seminoles win. That is exactly what happened in 2016 when Florida State went down to South Beach to play the Miami Hurricanes. The block at the Rock. Florida State basically recreated it, except it's the block at the Dome. So the Noles hand Brian Kelly his first loss at LSU. First and foremost, LSU's going 3-9. Special teams was inexcusable for them. 2 muffed punts, 2 blocked and 2 blocked field goals. That's atrocious. Brian Kelly's going to have them practicing special teams. It ain't FSU football without a heart attack. I'm going to say this, they're beating Louisville. Louisville looked like shit against fucking Syracuse. And Syracuse is probably the worst team in the ACC Atlantic. I would say conference, but Duke exists. Because Duke is even worse than Syracuse. They're going to destroy Boston College. Boston College Cubs to tally. And Florida State was terrible last season, and they beat them. Now, granted, that was at the time where Florida State was showing some promise. Now, defense needs a little work. Can't be gassed for that long. And honestly, I should have been calling those timeouts early on when LSU was running with tempo. Because that was gassing out the defense. Call a timeout and get them some energy. Get them some water. Water to drink. Everyone's saying I should have went for 2. LSU should have went for 2. No, I'm kicking that extra point. But it shouldn't have been this close in the first place because on what planet do you run a pitch at the fucking 1 yard line? You're at the 1 yard line and you run a pitch. That's just play calling. That isn't Norvell. That's on Atkins. But I do like what I saw from them early. That great reverse flea flicker to Ontario. Bomb by Jordan Travis to Ontario Wilson. Florida State should absolutely beat Louisville. They might be undefeated in that NC State game. Hell, they might be undefeated in that Clemson game because I think they're gonna beat NC State. Because East Carolina would have won had Florida if East Carolina had a kicker. I'll take East Carolina. I know over NC State if East Carolina had a kicker. I'm not impressed with NC State at all. Now, Florida State isn't that good, but I think they're going to beat NC State. I don't trust the Wolfpack. They might be undefeated in that Clemson game because they're going to beat Wake. It's at Tallahassee, and Wake is probably not going to have Sam Hartman for the whole season. And Sam Hartman probably will be out for the whole season with the condition he's in. That is not a joke of a condition. That fucks you over. He might be back 2023. 2023, Sam Hartman might be back, and Wake Forest will be a movie in 2023. I would have done the same thing if I was LSU. Take my chances, kick the extra point, take my chances in overtime, because I think in overtime LSU wins. But LSU is going 3-9. If they go any better than 3-9, I'll be shocked. They're a horrible team. Ryan Kelly is a horrible coach. LSU is going to be in for a very long season. Florida State probably will go like 8-4, 7-5. They'll likely, because they're going to lose to Clemson. I think they'll beat Florida. I'm not impressed with Florida. Utah's coaching just fucked themselves over. That's the only reason Florida beat Utah. Utah's coaching is dog shit. Fucking run the ball. You don't throw the ball at the fucking 6-yard line. Six-yard line, and you throw a pass. I'm going to rant at the fucking play calling because why the fuck are you running a pitch play at the fucking 1-yard line? Like, what the fuck? And to LSU, you win games in 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams. You lost in 2 of those 3. You lost on defense. You're like, but ain't they forced a turnover? That don't fucking mean shit. LSU just won the turnover battle, offensively to defensively, because those muffed punts fucked them over on special teams. And, well, fucking... Like, LSU is going to be in for a long season. Anyways, y'all, that's going to do it. LSU sucks. They're about to go 3-9. You can't excuse that. I'm gone.